This is week 4 of the Apprentice 2019. So, last week the teams had to pitch a new toy aimed at the 6 to 8 market, 8 to 6 year old market, and it was Solomon who was fired. This week on The Apprentice week 4, they had to design and manufacture a new bike and pitch it to industry experts. The teams also had mid-range products to sell to the general public as well. So I can't even remember the team names, so I'm gonna just say the losing team and the winning team. The losing team's task, basically, the losing team's design was a red bike, and Thomas was the project manager on that team. So, and he was not impressed with the red wheels. I think, like the red wheels. It was just not good. I mean, red wheels. I mean, no one liked it. Even Thomas was pissed off. Really, he seriously was. He was pissed off at Lottie. And while on the other team, they did a blue bike, and that was a city bike, and that was the winning team's one. And for the team leader, that was, don't know, who was the leader for that team? Who was it? I don't know. What was her name? What was her name? Aisha, it was Aisha. And she had that name which was Sophisticated Sarah. And everyone was like, fucking hell, Sophisticated Sarah. Everyone got bored of it, But I mean, the thing is that winning team's bike, and this is 4 times it's happened, the other, the losing team's product's always better than the winning team's. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, basically, it just doesn't. It's just, I mean, it doesn't make. I know. It's just because in a way, that the winning teams was only, I would only ride that bike for the city, not for the countryside. Whereas for that one, the losing teams, it was both. You could ride it for the city, you could ride it for the countryside, and I think it was electro one. It was E-Fit, which sounded a bit like a cigarette, and I mean, that was. But then the other error was that Thomas, the project manager, did not put himself on the high-ticket items where he was selling the bike. All he was selling was the lower mid-range product stuff. And the project manager needs to be on the bike section, needs to sell the bike. And Lubna basically didn't even sell anything. She was pretty quiet throughout the whole task. I mean, she's an accountant. I mean, Lubna just did not, follow the, she was just lost throughout the whole week. She's an accountant. And then there was Aisha on the winning team that was just talking about Sophisticated Sarah. And last week, Lewis was the sub-team leader this week, but last week he really pushed to be sub-team leader and he did not get the opportunity to be sub-team leader. So he had a very, you know, like, happy week and all that, and yeah, he just, yeah, I mean, like, he was just, yeah, he was like really happy. I mean, probably being like, you know, he's finally so happy that he got the opportunity to be sub-team leader. I mean, so, as I said, Aisha's team won the task, and yeah, they liked the product. I think with the losing team's one, the man at Halford's, Paul, did say, I think you got to really like the product to want to buy it. But I mean, everybody was so bored with, on the other teams, of Sophisticated Sarah. Aisha's team, Karen got fed up. I mean, was it Karen? No, it was Claude. Claude was like, oh, like that. He was like so like, he just wanted to, I'll get over Sophisticated Sarah. Sophisticated Sarah and such. Sophisticated Sarah having a cup of tea with Stacey or a cup of coffee with Stacey. Fucking hell. And I mean, Marianne, on the losing team, Marianne's sub team, you know, didn't, you know, sell, you know, a lot of bikes. I think, you know, yeah, just because simply you had that she was a losing team sub team leader, and just simply because the colour wasn't right and Lottie chose the colour. I think they made it too red, and they didn't want it white because that would make it all dirty. And I think Lottie's 4 times pitched herself up as project manager, and it's just absolutely failed. Like, no one has confidence in her. She went on saying how her partner has one, her parents have one, her family has one. No, I mean. So, for the winning team, which was Aisha's team, they did go-karting, and Thomas and Ryan 4 times on a losing team. And I bet the cafe man, the man who works at the cafe, because I remember one time on like the final he appeared for like the Your Five show, I bet he's bored of, he's like, his eye says, for 4 weeks, once every 4 weeks, so for 4 weeks, I've had, but once every 4 weeks, I don't know how to say it, it's not like once, for 4 weeks, one day on that week, I've had 2 people coming in, the 2 same bloody people, this is the cafe man, coming in, with loads of other miserable people, and they always order tea and nothing else. I bet that's what the man is seeing, and I bet, yeah, it's like, you know, going to the same hotel every year and seeing the same, you know, like, same people all the time. I mean, Alan Sugar didn't, you know, I mean, Alan Sugar was not that happy that Thomas and Ryan hadn't had a win yet, but in a way, I mean, if you, see it like, you know, maybe, I'm trying to think of this, like, because they have been 4 times on a losing team, but on the other hand, the losing team has always done better. The safari theme, the ice cream, the toy, and the bike, it's always been better. And it's just, you know, always unlucky that they win. So in a way, there is, you know, would you say, I mean, would Alan Sugar say it's most likely, and Karen Brady and Claude, would they say it's most likely that they're unlucky to be on a losing team? I remember even Alan Sugar saying to Thomas as the project manager, we've had ice cream, we've had safari, we've had toys, and now it's bicycles, and the next task is going to be all about sewers. Yeah, well, Thomas being a pillar salesman, pillar, yeah, didn't deliver, and I think, you know, he needs to know that the big ticket item wins, and he allocated Marianne, Lottie and Ryan to sell the product, while he went on with Scarlett and Lubna to sell the lower ticket items. That, you know, that could have, you know, that allocates, he doesn't have good sales quality. Well, he does have good sales quality, but he should have really thought it through. He should have noticed that he's the PM, he needs to sell the bicycles, not the mid-range products. For the boardroom, and this is an interesting one because since week 4 I've just seen Thomas and Lottie as their contenders, and Thomas let Lottie go even though she chose red for the bicycle, and that really in some ways was the failure of the task. However, he knows not to bring Lottie in because Lottie can easily undermine him. So he brought Marianne, the sub-team leader, and Lubna doing nothing, saying, "I've just been myself throughout all the tasks," was fired out the door. Bang. Which, I've never noticed Lubna. And she seems to have a lot of falling out with Lottie. So I feel like, because I feel that Lottie will definitely be in the final and Thomas will definitely be in the semi-final, the interview stage, I feel like, because they're contenders, and I think the thing is with Marianne and Thomas is that as well, because Marianne's quite strong, she probably knew if she turned on not to turn on Thomas knew not to turn on Marianne, they both turned on Lubna. That was a tactical move, but then the way if she'd done nothing, then it's no good to Alan Sugar, so in a way she had to go. No question of that. But, it's like Shaheem. I didn't realise Shaheem would go until he got into the firing line when he was up against Lewis and Dean. So in a way, I do agree that all 4 contestants up until now have deserved to be fired. But yeah, I think, Lottie will definitely make it to the final, and because she's clashed with Lubna a lot, my gut instinct would be is that for candidates, because, we haven't gone through many weeks yet, so we haven't really gone to see, who would come back, but I have a feeling that if Lubna, because unless if Alan Sugar's got other reasons, like we did with Tom and Jackie last year, unless you've got other reasons, then because Tom and Lottie are contenders, Lottie's definitely in the final and Thomas is in the final 5. I think Lubna, when they have the final 2, because they have to have final contestants, I think Lubna's definitely going to be coming back for Lottie. So we have. So yeah, so thank you. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you. Yes, and when they came back, when Thomas and Marianne came back to the house, Alan Sugar followed them on, and I thought Thomas was going to be fired, but Alan Sugar started the next week's task very early. He's decided that he's made a task that they're going to negotiate. He gave the task at the end of week 4, so the week 5 briefing at the end of week 4, and the task is that they're going to negotiate products from around Cambridgeshire and Oxfordshire, which are university hometowns. So hopefully, which was so lucky, so when Alan Sugar rang the doorbell, I thought he was going to fire Thomas again, and he's like, "Hello, you look a bit surprised to see me." So I'll see. So yeah, next week one candidate will be fired. And he's reshuffled the team, so Dean and Aisha will swap with Ryan, which would be interesting because they're on opposite teams. Now, one of them is going to be on a winning team. So, hopefully, I will see you then. Goodbye.